In this family, you play fast, you play furious. And when the stakes are this high, bad blood is gonna run in the family.
This is my world.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka It's Brittany Bitch, with my co-hosts.
Zeli, aka Sex Babam.
That is a deep cut reference. Yeah, we're back with another episode. And Eli, did you notice the background that we have in the back?
I do. Look at that.
Okay. Yeah, so that's because I was gonna tell you that when I went to not Disney World, went to Dallas. I'm making it bigger than what it was. When I went to Dallas, we also took a road trip, and we took a family trip to Six Flags. You know, Six Flags, and I think Warner Brothers has a thing going on. So you got to see. So I took a picture. I took a picture of that. They had like the Hall of Justice in the background. I'm like, you know what, that'd be a cool background. There was some other stuff going on also. I didn't get a chance to load it up, but next week I might show you my nephew riding some of the rides. I didn't do it.
You didn't get on the rides?
I don't do that shit. I didn't do that shit when I was his age, and I'm definitely not doing that shit now.
Oh, I can't ride rides anymore. I get a headache now. I used to be able to, but
I just don't do it. I'm just like, fuck that. I don't even go that route.
I think I'm getting too old, and the fluid in my ears is drying up. So I get
well, Steve, yeah. I haven't even gotten that far to know if I'm going to get there. I'm just going to take your word for it.
Oh, yeah. Last few roller coasters I got on, I like came off with such a headache and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I don't have time for this shit. He wanted to ride every single ride. I'm like, I can't do
So there's no pictures of you on the ride like, oh, and shit.
No, none of that. And you won't see that. Oh, man. All right. So, like I said, we got a full show. We got a basically this show is pretty much going to be nothing but a trailer haul show, I guess. There
was a lot of trailers. There
was a lot of trailers, like back to back. We're going to go ahead and knock it out. But before we get that, we're going to do something that we don't do on this show a lot, but I wish we did more of. And that is music reviews. We're going to review a music soundtrack that both of us listen to.
We sure did.
So let's jump into that. And Eli,
I am sharing out the link real quick, so
go for it. Since you sharing, I guess I gotta talk. That's fine. So the one we listened to was Dark Knight's death metal soundtrack. That's what we listened to. And I am so pissed about this. While you sharing the leak out, I'm gonna just say what I have to say about it, because I'm pissed at DC for releasing this now. I know a lot of you that don't listen to this podcast or do listen to this podcast don't know why we're reviewing this thing. Because when we reviewed Dark Knight's Metal, which came out last year, the comic came out last year, DC kept saying that they were going to release a metal soundtrack to go with it, a death metal soundtrack to go with it. They never did. When the series has been completely wrapped and everybody has been completely forgot about it, and the people that even wrote the book left DC and not even with DC anymore, now they decided to release it. Like, why? Why are you even doing that? You should have released the shit then when we cared about the shit. But now they didn't. So
also Marilyn Manson was on this soundtrack and now he's not.
Right. You're right. Because I did think there was a song missing on there that he wasn't on there.
That was their big hit. That was like they released a video and all that shit with his song. Exclusive.
They did, but I don't remember people like, yes, Marilyn Manson on that. I don't think people were like that. They were just like, okay, Marilyn Manson. Because he was, of course, a name. So, of course, they're going to release him first, but then he released the actual album. It didn't. So, Eli, like I said, this is actually, I listened to it, but this is your wheelhouse. I want to let you go first and say what you thought about
My
the
wheelhouse.
album. Yeah.
Actually, it was not my wheelhouse.
I thought about that. I was wondering, like, would Eli get down with this shit? Now that I think about it, you probably wouldn't get down with this shit.
Yeah, I like the comic. I barely got through it. I was like, when is this shit gonna be over? Where's the metal?
It was only an hour long. It wasn't that long.
Yeah. I was not a fan. There was no like. I'm a metal guy. I love death metal. I played in a death metal band. So I mean, you can call me elitist or whatever the fuck, but yeah, there was nothing on here. Nothing really that I thought was cool. I did, however, enjoy the Gunship song. I am a fan of Gunship.
I can't remember which Gunship one. That's the thing, because I don't even know any of these artists.
Yeah, Gunship. They're like a 80s synthwave band. They use a lot of the synth, like the retro 80s sound.
Do you remember the name of the song?
What is it called? It was with Dave Lombardo. They had the drummer from Slayer on it, so it was like Gunship featuring Dave Lombardo from Slayer. I forget the name of the song. Berserker. It was called Berserker. I thought that was okay. Just because I'm a Gunship fan, but they are not death metal. And that song itself was just an okay Gunship song.
So let me ask you this. Okay, like I know they sold the album as death metal. Listen to it, it's not death metal. So listening to it, were you able to take out, okay, it's not death metal, let me just take it for what it is? Were you able to do that?
Like there's was it Starcrawler? I think are okay. They're not bad, but they're a rock band. They're an indie rock band. They're not metal. That song with Chino from Deftones, what was that called? The Anti-Life Equation or whatever. I thought that
did like the
bad.
name of the songs, like Road to Neuron and Death Metal and Diana. So I like the names of the songs.
Yeah, I didn't think that was that was pretty tolerable. But yeah, Mastodon. I think the hardest this got, Mastodon. They're a hipster metal band. They're the metal band that non-metal fans listen to. You know,
okay.
You know, like people who listen to Radiohead and Maroon 5, when they're in a particularly rockin' mood, they'll play some Mastodon.
Wow.
They're the black metal band. What were they called? The Karach Angren. They're a black metal band. That's probably the hardest this soundtrack got, by putting a black metal band on the soundtrack that had blast beats, that had the guttural vocals, which is all, you know, a staple of extreme metal. I'm just not a fan of black metal. I've never been a big fan of black metal. And then the symphonic type, which is what that band was. They used a lot of like the symphony sounds and kind of mixed it in with the black metal blast beats and shit. But I like I said, I'm not a fan of black metal, so I wasn't really into that. But I was surprised to hear that when it came. I was like, oh, there's some blast beats.
They went there a little bit, yeah. Okay.
They went there a little bit, but even so, and I'm gonna say this, and it's probably controversial even for the metal community. I think black metal is very trendy, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, really, there wasn't really anything for me on this. So, and then I was like, damn, I'm making Leroy, man, listen to this now.
No. I was gonna listen to it anyway. It wasn't even that big a deal for it. That's the thing. Okay, here's the thing, Eli. I know it wasn't metal enough for you. And metal is not my thing. But at the same time, I am open to listen to other stuff. So I sat there, listened to it. I understand I don't know anybody. There was one artist I knew on this Denzel Curry. He was a rapper. That song was like the worst song on this album, but that's just me.
Is that the one with the...
It was bad.
It was yeah. I think I know. It was like really stupid. Like
I was like, why, man? Why? But other than that, I was able to separate just the
Bad Luck song or something. It was really dumb.
It was really bad, whatever it was. But yeah, I was able to listen to it. A few songs I did like on it. Like I said, I don't know enough about these artists or these songs or titles to remember which song was this. The first two songs I liked. The second song I really liked. I like the second. When I started listening to those first two songs, I'm like, okay, I might be into something. Then it started going like more into it. I was like, okay, it's starting to lose me now. I will say this. The album had a consistency with that guy, Tyler Bates. Tyler Bates, like the guy that does all like the Marvel movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So any song he was on had like a consistency to it. When he wasn't there, it was just like, okay, whatever. But I did like when he was on some of those songs. Some of them have I did like I said, the names of the songs. Road to Neuron had a reference to the DC stuff they was doing. So I was like, okay, this is cool. I can deal with it. But other than that, I just wish I could have listened to this when the comic was out. That's all. Because I felt like for me, this would have been more like background music, background noise while I was reading my comic and stuff like that. And DC didn't give me that experience. Now, I probably will go back, and if I do a reread of Death Metal, which I don't know if I will because that book kind of sucked, but you know.
I'm about to say this would make it. I think this would make it worse.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. When they did the first Dark Knight's metal and they had the first metal soundtrack, I was all over that shit. I was like, yes, this did enhance the reading experience. This, I don't know. I will try it and I will see. We will go back to that. So
yeah,
but anyway,
this sounded very like 90s new metal to me. Like
you know what it sounded like.
Yeah, fans of like Limp Bizkit and Korn and all that shit. They would that's the type of shit that's what this kind of sounded like. Fans of that probably get.
Did you ever listen to the Matrix soundtracks?
Oh yeah. That's
what it sounded like.
Yeah,
that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
It was there because I was like, it put me in that frame of mind. Like, yeah, this could definitely be for the Matrix. But yeah.
Yeah, and you can hear like, like Tyler, it's like, oh, I'm gonna like, get on GarageBand and make a metal song, that's what it sounded like. It sounded very like artificial, And for someone like me who plays in bands,
So I listed what I could, but let's move on past that. Okay, so like I said, I put this on. Okay, so we're going to talk about now a movie. I watched the movie. Not Eli watched the movie. I watched the movie. Yeah, because like I said, it's been 2 years since I watched the movie. I think the last movie I saw in the theater was like Deadshot or some shit. I can't remember. So yeah,
Bloodshot.
So only Bloodshot. That's what it was. I get them confused. Bloodshot, Deadshot, Death Sport, Death Blow, Bloodpool, Deadpool. It's all the same thing. So yeah, but yeah, I guess the only way you can get me out of the house and go see a movie is to put Vin Diesel in it. So I guess that's the only thing. So I decided to watch a movie, and the movie I saw was, where is it? Boom, Fast and the Furious. Well, I'm sorry, F9, The Fast Saga is what it's called.
F9.
Not Fast and Furious 9.
What does that do on a computer? F9. Control F9.
What does F9 do? I don't know what F9 does. I think
Should I try it? No.
Don't do it because it's going to refresh or reboot or some shit. I can't remember what it does. Oh, man. So, okay. So
browser history.
Now, there's another thing we're going to bring back that we haven't done since the pandemic started, Eli. We're going to bring back the box office numbers.
Oh,
and I'm going to see if I can do it.
I remember those.
We've never done that live, like how we do like in a live show. We've never done it that way before. So this is a new experience. So I'm going to see
we were on camera.
how this works. Yeah, we've never been on camera when we did it before. We just had to say it verbally and just had to know what we were talking about, knowing that we didn't. So let's see how this works. Okay, can you see it?
I can kind of see it, yeah.
Okay, that's better than what it normally is. Okay. All right, so what you're going to see is Fast 9. Right now, Eli, it did 70 million domestically this weekend alone.
That's like a normal box office.
That crushed the record. That's like the highest grossing weekend in the last 2 years.
So was your theater packed?
It was. And I went to IMAX. I went to the more expensive theater and it was packed. So
was there still social distancing, or were you right up on folk?
I was right up on folks. 2 white chicks were like right beside me, just eating popcorn and shit, just on top of me.
No masks and shit.
No mask. You can't eat mask and drink popcorn and stuff like that. So yeah, no mask. They were just there. So just eating. So yeah. So like I said, here's the thing. This did 70 million, but guess what? Hobbs and Shaw opening weekend did 60 million. So this actually did better than some of the other Fast and Furious movies, even though we're just coming out of a pandemic.
Yeah, pre-COVID, yeah.
Yeah, pre-COVID. So it actually did better than that. Now if you compare it to like the other Fast 7, Fast 6, it didn't do that well, But like I said, for the number we're doing now, coming out of COVID, coming out of the pandemic, that's not bad at all. And I think I'm gonna give you some other numbers. Also, I'm not gonna go down the whole list, but what else we got here? A Quiet Place 2 was the next one. So Fast Furious did 70 million. Quiet Place did 6 million. And third place.
What's the total on A Quiet Place? I can't really read it.
I can't read. Let me see. Can you see it now? Can you see it now?
Oh yeah. Okay. So that's not bad. It's doing okay.
240 million. And the fourth movie was A Hitman's Wife Bodyguard.
Yeah.
It only did 4 million this weekend. I
But
don't
it's,
know why the hell they even made that movie. Nobody
yeah,
saw the first one.
yeah, I
So
didn't see
why
the
make
first
us
one.
no nobody saw it. So why make a sequel to this for another one? That didn't make any sense. But they made the movie, so it just out there. So it's like whatever. So that's the thing. Okay, so Fast and Furious, $70 million. It's a hit. It's basically a hit. Like whatever happens in going down the road, it's gonna hit. We don't know what it did internationally. We'll look at that later on. But I'm gonna review the movie. What do I think about the movie? Now, I think when I saw this movie, this is the most ridiculous, dumbest movie I have seen in years. And I loved every minute of it. That's the thing. This is one of those movies, just turn your brain off. You just go and just don't think about it.
Well,
Eli,
you're into the lore, aren't you? You know the
I'm into
mythology.
and that's the thing. Like people say you have to turn off your brains, don't think about it. Actually, you have to think about this movie because Eli, I promise you, every single movie that they've made was referenced in this movie. So if there's a movie,
This is
yeah,
the end game of the Fast Saga.
well, it's getting to that point, yeah, because people come up, they make references to stuff, they do things and stuff like that, like spoiler, well, not even spoiler alert, it happened in the movie. Like John Cena plays his brother, in the movie, and it's long, but he's never talked about his brother in the last 8-9 movies, whatever they had like that, and they do a flashback. That's the thing. Half of this movie is almost like a prequel. It's mostly like Vin Diesel is playing a young character, has a young character playing him with John Cena with another young guy playing him. Oh, actually, the young Dom in the movie is Vin Diesel's real life son. So, and he was a good ass actor. I was like, so they can make another 20 of these movies if they just throw him in and just keep it going. Who do we got here? Oh, I wasn't paying attention to this. I like the first edition.
What up, Lil
Fat Jizz. Little Saitama. That's Saitama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what up, Fat
One
Jizz? Is that a rapper? I don't know.
I think he's talking about the death metal we were talking about. Gets washed and rap. Oh no, he's not talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me turn it off before we get demonetized. Is The Rock in the new one? Project Dreaming X. No, Project Dreaming X. The Rock is not in this movie. The Rock, I think, is done with this franchise. They had a big falling out over the last movie, and actually they didn't want them to make Hobbs and Shaw. So when that happened, The Rock is out. He's not in these movies anymore. What was I talking about? Let me finish what I was saying about the movie. Okay, so dumb movie. You do have to understand the lore. Now, is it necessary to understand the lore? Not necessarily, because at the end of the movie, it's just a bunch of muscle dudes in muscle cars driving around the world fighting terrorists that want to take over the world. Why? Cause that's where we are now with these movies, and what else I was going to say about this movie? You got to understand the lore. They had a prequel going on. The action was bonkers. The action was out of this world nuts. They don't care anymore. They do the dumbest, craziest shit that they should be killed, and they're not killed. The movie is getting to this point where it's almost a parody, where Tyrese even says that we should have been killed a long time ago with these movies. How are we still alive? And nobody says anything. They just keep going about their business. Like Last Action Hero, when they keep asking on Schwarzenegger, how are you not dead through this shit? They basically do that in these movies. So they're parody levels now. And yes, Eli, they do it. They go to space. That it happens. it's just ludicrous and
does it come? Does the car turn into a transformer though?
It just doesn't turn into a transformer, but they go into space in a car. That's the thing, and like a Pontiac Fiero or some shit like that. I can't remember the name. But here's the thing. So you got Tyrese and Ludacris in space, but they don't make a reference to Homeboys in outer space. You left money on the table with that. How do you drop the ball on that? TV Guide ranked that as one of the worst TV shows of all time. So how do you not reference it? So I don't know. I'm the one keeping the show alive. What do we got here? Now I have to clean my. Okay. Oh yeah,
I know. Hey, we ain't that hot. Hey.
Yeah, this is.
I know I'm a little sexy, but but hey, we'll start an OnlyFans if that.
And we'll have one guy here, little Saitama up there, just the whole time. Just comment the whole time. What were we talking about with this movie? Okay, so yeah, that's what I got to say about the movie. I liked it. I think that even the family drama that John Cena and Vin Diesel had, I think was good. John Cena doesn't steal the show. Like when The Rock was in these movies, he stole every movie he was in. Jason Statham stole every movie he was in. John Cena didn't fuck the movie up. He was there, But another thing, what I was saying, Eli, is that this is a Star Wars movie. They've gone past Marvel. They're in Star Wars territory now. And
Was there lightsabers?
That was in the last movie. But what I'm saying is that they make Star Wars reference, like they do Star Wars tropes in these movies. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, remember the Asian guy, Han, the guy that died?
So is Dom and what's her face sister, brother and sister now?
No, well, his sister is in the movie. His sister is in the
Michelle
movie.
Rodriguez, turns out to be her sister.
Yeah, and then make it out the whole time. So no, they don't go Game of Thrones.
You're
like
my
that.
trophy here.
I'm just saying with the story structure they were doing, it reminded me of Star Wars. Like, like in Star Wars, like everybody had their own missions. You go here, I go here, they go there. They never did that in these movies before, but in this one they do it where they go separate places. Even in the very last scene, spoiler alert, John Cena becomes a good guy at the end of the movie. So because it's his brother, family, blah blah blah, all the stuff like that. So John Cena, Vin Diesel, lets him leave. He leaves because he's out of the mission. We got to go catch the bad guys. And guess what happened? John Cena comes back at the end, right before the bad guys do the blah blah blah, just like Han Solo. Oh, not only that. There is a character in the movie named Han Solo.
That's right.
The Asian guy.
Who came back to life.
Who came back to life.
Was he frozen in carbonite the whole time?
No, Kurt Russell faked his death or some shit. They barely even explained. They're just like, I'm back. Fuck it. Whatever. I woke up 30 minutes ago. When I poop. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Lil Saitama, for your comments. Yeah. What else we got?
Poop in the toilet next time. Yeah. Quit shitting on your chair.
Yeah, take advantage. That's the only advice we're gonna give you on that. So yeah.
I don't think you're only 24 if you're doing that.
Right. Oh man. So
but
that's
no,
all
I thought Fast 9 was gonna be on HBO.
No, because that's only Warner Brothers movies. Yeah, that's
but they got all the Fast and Furious movies on HBO Max right now.
Wait, do they?
Yeah. So I was like, shit. And so I was like, well, fuck it. I'll just watch the first one. And I did. I watched the very first one.
Cool, because like I said, they make a reference to the first one in this movie,
and I'm like, that movie is like the best comedy of all time. Like, I don't think that's like the best movie. I don't think I need to see any of the other ones after the first.
Well, you had, because it's not like you've seen one, you've seen them all, because they do.
Watch your back.
Here's the thing, Eli. That's the first movie, right? Yeah. That was then. They're here now. That's what I'm saying. So where are they gonna go next? Here, So like I said, it's not like you watch one, you watch them all.
No, man. The tuna scene, that's like comedy genius, man. When he's like, "I'll have the tuna, no crust."
Let's be honest. The first Fast and Furious,
he likes pussy. That's what that scene's about. And if you want no crust, he likes it bald, man.
What?
and then Vince comes in and is like, "Hey, man."
Okay, maybe I didn't catch the subtext when I watched that movie in 2001. I need to go back and see it again to see.
I have the truth. Was this guy sandwich crazy?
Yeah, because that flew over my head, I guess, when I saw that. I didn't catch it,
That's comedy gold right there. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, like I said, you got two camps of people. You either got people that like the first half of these movies or the second half of these movies, one or the other. The craziest, or they like it when they actually talked about driving. But honestly, they were never about driving. Even that first movie, it's a Point Break ripoff. That's all it is. Vin Diesel is Patrick Swayze. It's the same movie. Instead of surfboarding, they were street racing, and they're getting DVD players, whatever like that. But now they're Avengers, basically. So yeah, what do we got here? Can't believe I'm in here. I can't believe you're in here either, Saitama. What's such my okay? Yeah.
Hey,
I'm gonna just stop clicking his comments. I'm gonna read them on the side.
Hey, knock yourself out, man.
All right. So can we move on to the next part? You got anything else to talk about this?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on to the next part of it. Okay. So yeah, like I said, we got the let's go with the Suicide Squad trailer. Really want to talk about the Suicide Squad trailer because this is coming to HBO Max. So you don't have to worry about going anywhere with this. Like it's right there in your living room on your 70-inch screen TV or whatever you have there.
It's not that quite big, but
well, let's imagine it is. You don't have to tell the world
like
that,
home theater and shit.
Yeah, they thinking we're getting paid for this shit. We have big bucks, so yeah. Oh yeah. So let's see what we're going to talk about now. So we're going to talk about the Suicide Squad. The reason we're going to talk about the Suicide Squad is because there's something I want to talk about on there. We want to talk about Idris Elba. I just want to make sure everybody understands that Idris Elba is not playing Will Smith's character. Will Smith and Idris Elba playing two different characters. Will Smith was Deadshot. Now, I'm trying to make sure I get this right. He was Deadshot. But Idris Elba is playing Bloodsport. So, two different characters. Now, what's the difference between them? Deadshot. Bloodshot is Valiant. Deadshot is a Batman villain. Bloodsport is a Superman villain. That's the difference. Now, a lot of people are up in arms because of the thing, what they said in the trailer, that Bloodsport is in jail because he put Superman in ICU for shooting him and stuff like that. But here's the thing, Eli, that is canonical. That happened. And I'm about to pull it up right now. We're about to actually get into it a little bit early with these comic books. I think it happened in Action Comics #4, Superman #4, where it happened, where Bloodsport, and yes, he is a black guy.
So that is comic canon.
That is comic canon. Now, it's post-crisis. It's pre-New 52, but it still happened. So you got Bloodsport right here, who is a black, actually he's a black guy. One time he's a black guy, another time he's a white supremacist. So take that for what you will. Shoots Superman with a kryptonite bullet. He gets his thing, he messed up, stuff like that. And Jimmy Olsen saves him, and he actually goes to the hospital to get patched up. Jimmy Olsen takes the hospital. So all that happened. So you can't complain about it because it happened. So just make sure everybody understands that. So all I got to say about that, plus Star Wars in the movie and everybody else in the movie. So anything else you got to say about Suicide Squad?
I'm going to see it. I thought it was funny. It looks cool.
Okay, like I said, it's at the home. It's at your house. HBO Max, you don't have to go anywhere. Fast and Furious, you missed that. HBO Max, you're there. So, yeah. So, next one, we're going to be Shang Chi trailer. Now, Eli, we're going to spend some time on this one. I want to break this one down. Right. The reason I want to break this one down, because it was a lot to unpack in this trailer. Let me see if there's still a little sight to them. Yeah, I'm not gonna click that. But thank you for listening, little Cyclamen. So we're on Shang-Chi trailer right now. The reason I want to break this trailer down, because like I said, a lot of stuff happened with this trailer too. First off, there's Fing Fang Foom in the trailer. Did you catch me, Larry?
I did catch it.
Yeah, Fing Fang Foom is in the trailer at the very end. Like
the giant dragon.
The giant dragon at the end. I think it was like underwater or some shit, so we got a chance to see that. Also, but that's not what everybody's talking about. What everybody's talking about, let me see if I can get that in there, is Abomination is in there. So, yeah, because we know it's Mortal Kombat, Kumite, all the stuff like that. Mandarin, let's see if we can get there.
He's got the 10 rings.
He's got the 10 rings. Boom. We missed it. So, Abomination is in the trailer, Eli. So, that's where he's been the whole time. And is he fighting Wong? We don't know. Maybe. And he's got the fins. He's got the fins like in the comics.
Yeah, like in the comic, yeah.
Yeah, so they're making him comic accurate. So that's where Abomination has been for the last 10 years, fighting the Kumite. While Professor Hulk has been, getting his life together, he's been fighting the Kumite. So now people are debating, if it was a rematch, who would win? Because like I said, they fought back, whatever, like I said, it was in the second MCU movie, The Incredible Hulk, the one nobody remembers even being canon. But it happened. It was there. So people are wondering who would win in a fight, Abomination or Professor Hulk. And I want to let people understand the difference between it. Like I said, the movies don't understand it, Eli, but I want to break it down to them and what happened in the comics. Like I said, I read the comics. There's nothing I Googled, nothing I Wikied. I was there. I had those runs in the 90s. That's Professor Hulk in the comics. He's canon. Now, the thing about Professor Hulk in the comics is that he's weaker than regular Hulk. So, like big green muscle-bound Savage Hulk, that's Savage Hulk. That's not him. Professor Hulk is weaker because the thing about Hulk is that he gets stronger the madder he gets. Professor Hulk does not have that advantage. So the way he beats his opponents, he has to outthink them, out-strategize them, thing like that. But just overpower them, not going to happen. Because the thing about Abomination in that first movie, watch that movie again when they fucked up Harlem. Yes, they was in Harlem, and Luke Cage never makes a reference to it on Netflix. But that's okay.
Somebody did, though. The Green Monster, and I ain't talking about Fenway. I remember that somebody. It wasn't Luke Cage. It was, I think, the kid selling bootleg DVDs or something.
Okay, yeah, he did say that it was a Harlem. Okay, so okay, I'll let that slide. I'll let that slide. They did make one Hulk reference about how he destroyed Harlem, and Luke Cage was right there, didn't do anything, but whatever.
Of course, he could have been talking about, the Avengers too. So
right, but they're in Harlem, and he specifically said, but he was selling bootleg DVDs, so he could whatever. Okay. Anyway, we were talking about Fenway Park. So the thing about it is that the Abomination is this. If you watch that movie again, he was fucking up the Hulk at the beginning of that movie. Like he was just wrecking Hulk.
Well, but this is the thing. Hulk is just a big baby. Thanos has some fight training. If you watch Thanos whip his ass, he's bobbing and weaving and ducking and
countering strikes.
Yeah. So he kicked the Hulk's ass because he actually had fight training. And Blonsky is a soldier. He has fight training too. So yeah. Unless Professor Hulk been studying jujitsu or whatever, then yeah. It's Blonsky all day.
I doubt it. I don't want to see the Hulk do kung fu, training with Shang Chi or some shit like that. Maybe he has. We don't know. But in that movie, Hulk was getting his ass whooped all the way through the movie until Betty got hurt. Until Betty was in trouble and Abomination about to kill them. Then he found the inner strength, to do what he did. But Professor Hulk doesn't have that capability.
Super pissed. Yeah, Superman.
Yeah. Like we see in all these movies, you find the strength from deep down. But Professor Hulk doesn't have the ability. So if they were to fight again, Abomination would get his ass whooped. Flat. I mean, I'm sorry. Professor Hulk would get his ass whooped by Abomination. Flat out. That's just what would happen. But here's what I'm hoping what I don't want to see, Eli, in this movie. I do not want to see the Abomination become a jobber. I don't want to see whoever this sorcerer is beat the shit out of him. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Shang-Chi beat the shit out of him.
I'm just like, why is Abomination in Shang-Chi?
You gotta sell it. You gotta sell this movie.
It's like, what? But like, why? Like, why wasn't he in Thor or something, or Ragnarok or something? It's like, why? It's like the Loki show. Why is there a time traveling show about Loki and not Kang or Doctor Doom or something? You know what I mean?
They gotta have something to do with Loki. I mean, he just got he gotta go. He gotta go somewhere.
He could have been on doing. It could have been the prequel show where he's on Asgard before Ragnarok.
They didn't want to pay all those guys. They want to pay Owen Wilson. Yeah. He's not doing anything.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, why is of all the characters that they could have thrown in Shang-Chi, why that? I don't know. Whatever. But sure.
I mean, it's not like gonna be
like I'm gonna see it.
It's not gonna be his wacky sidekick or some shit walking around with us like that. He's gonna just show up, beat some ass, and probably just escape. And he's gonna be a She-Hulk also.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, so he'll be in She-Hulk. So let us know where he's been that whole time. Also, it was funny because Agents of S.W.O.R.D made a reference to Abomination, saying he was locked in this prison, whatever like that.
There was a bunch. Yeah, there was a bunch of Hulk. I mean, Talbot was on the show, and there was a bunch of Hulk reference.
Yeah, but technically, Talbot has never been in the MCU before Agents of S.W.O.R.D. He was in the old Hulk movie in 2003, but they killed that guy. So that's how you know that those movies aren't connected. So yeah. What do we got here? So we're talking about Loki.
Oh, have you been watching MODOK?
Is that still a thing? Is that on? I thought it was done.
It was. I'm just saying, did you watch any of them?
I watched some of it.
I only watched like a couple episodes. So I was like wondering, like, hey, did he ever create Harpy? I'm just wondering.
I don't know. I don't know.
When we're talking about Hulk characters.
I don't know. I stopped watching that show after a while ago. It was just like whatever. It was like trying to be Robot Chicken, but it wasn't. It might have been made by the same people who made Robot Chicken, but
it was trying to be. It was trying to be like the Harley Quinn episode or Harley Quinn show. And it wasn't.
Yeah. So, all right. And since Pride Month is almost over and every single business is starting to take down their advertisements and throw them back in the garage for next year, let's talk about Loki, because that's what Marvel is definitely doing right now. So let's pat Marvel on the back for actually announcing that Loki is bisexual. So good job, Marvel. Except we already knew that. So you're giving yourself credit for something that everybody already did and was something that was done before Marvel's even thing. Plus, on top of it, Eli,
they did it during June.
they did it. They waited for June to do it. So, they can pat themselves on the back and make all these articles about it, like, we did this, we did that, But the thing is, it's already been a thing. You don't have to announce it. But here's the thing, Eli. Calling Loki bisexual is an oversimplification. Because we all know he's way past that. Like in Norse mythology.
He fucks anything.
Yeah. He gets fucked by anything. He got fucked by a horse in Norse mythology. So yeah, just calling him bisexual.
He's got like wolves. His sons are wolves and shit.
Right. So you're limiting. You're putting him in a box, calling him bisexual. Expand that shit. Not to say I want to see a whole horse rail him in these movies. Well, you know what? Maybe I do.
Interspecies erotica. Yeah.
Yeah. Let it happen. Who cares? You want to pat yourself in the back? Pat yourself in the back for that. Well, you know what? That would even be the first bestiality scene Marvel had. They did it back in the 80s with Howard the Duck. So yeah, so technically, Marvel, you pat yourself on the back for something you did way back then. First bestiality scene. We're ahead of the curve. We don't need a bestiality month or Pride Month, anything like that. That's when you were just going a little bit too far right there.
We're not kink shaming anybody. We're not. Hey,
but I think that's
whatever you're into, as long as it's consensual, no one's getting hurt. That's what do. Whatever. If dude wants to shit on his chair while watching us, that's cool. Whatever you're into.
I'm pretty sure he's left right now. Oh man. But thanks for listening. One listener. Now you're just insulting him. I'll go, shit on me. I'll watch somebody else shit on my chair. But anyway, what else would we talk about? So we had this scene also. So we got Loki on Loki action. I thought it was pretty funny that Loki kept hitting on himself the whole time in this movie. It's like the only thing, the only person he can ever care about is himself. Loki, go fuck yourself. Okay. So but anyway, let's plotted out one, so we can move on past that. Eli, you're up now. Yeah, it's on you because I didn't watch it. I'm sorry, I didn't. But
you did not watch the Candyman,
even though I know I should have, but I didn't because
we got to do a commentary. We should do that. We should do a commentary on the OG or all three of them. I don't give a shit. I like the second one. I like Pharaoh of the Flesh was my favorite. So.
Gomer shut it down. We need to figure something out. We'll do something. I don't know. We'll brainstorm.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So they dropped a new Candyman trailer the other day, and I gotta say it's looking really good. I'm into it. I was I dug on Candyman. I read some Clive Barker. So yeah, I'm kind of stoked.
Wait. What does Clive Barker have? Does he have anything to do with this?
Well, Clive Barker wrote the original story.
Seriously? I didn't know that.
What is it called? The Forbidden or something?
Okay.
I can't remember what the original story was called, but Candyman is based on a Clive Barker story, and it's similar. Only it takes place in Britain. The movie was set in Chicago. Hey, Cliff. What's up?
Big Cliff. What up?
So Candyman takes place in Chicago. And they use Tony Todd as the villain. It does take place in like the slums in the original story. It did take place in the slums in the UK, but the movie is set in Chicago, and Tony Todd is the villain. It looks like this new trailer, they're kind of changing the origin story.
I mean, because it's a reboot, right? Yeah, it's a reboot.
Yeah, which is fine because. Tony Todd came up with his origin story. He came up with that backstory about, Candyman being this. Hey, what's up, Gabe?
Gabe, what up? Yeah, we're live, Gabe.
Yeah, this is live.
No, this is a recording, Gabe. We are AI.
Yeah, so Tony Todd came up with the backstory about him being like a slave who fell in love with the white woman, and then he was like lynched and tortured and beaten and all that stuff. That was what he came up with at the time. Looking back, watching it now, it's a little problematic. The whole interracial thing, him, the person of color pining over the white person or whatever, all that. I think it's kind of cool that they're kind of taking it back and making it their own. So I thought that's kind of cool. And yeah, the trailer just looks cool. And it also suggests that Candyman is like possessing a bunch of people, and there's like a cult or something, the cult of Candyman or something. So I don't know. I'm just after watching the trailer, I'm pretty stoked. I can't wait to see it in August.
So let me ask you: Is Tony Todd involved at all?
He's supposed to be in it. He is
Okay.
in this movie. We don't know who. They haven't confirmed who he's playing. It kind of sounds like his voice narration,
Okay.
you know, in the narrating. But yeah, we haven't not been confirmed who is in it.
That's the thing. So that's interesting. So necessarily it might not be a reboot. It may be a sequel, but it just, you know, like or maybe like a soft reboot where we're just dealing with completely different characters, but whatever happened in the past happened, but we just moved on to something else, which I'm fine with that. Because like I said, if you're doing a Candyman movie after 20 years of whenever it happened, you need a fresh, you know, a fresh start to go with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And Eli, I'm talking all this shit, but I'm like obligated to see the movie. we already know I'm obligated to see the movie because Jordan Peele has something to do with it. So since he stuck his name on it, everybody thinks Jordan Peele made this movie, even though he didn't. But people think he made the movie. So we're gonna have to go see his movie. We're gonna have to sell out theaters. We gotta support for the culture, just like we did with Get Out, just like we did with Us. Even though
what's her name? Nia Costa. She's
right. I think she's doing the new Captain Marvel movie.
She's doing something for the MCU. I can't remember what.
I mean, what did you expect? Chris Rock in a horror movie, Cliff. What you expect?
I saw Spell. You mean Saw?
No, the Spiral. You talking about Spiral?
Oh, Spiral. Oh yeah, I didn't see that. I never watched his Twilight Zone either. Yeah, I didn't see Spiral.
Like Lovecraft Country. He put his name on Lovecraft Country, and that wasn't even him really. But when
that was a novel too.
Right. But like I said, when he sticks his name on stuff, all of a sudden it becomes culturally relevant. You got to say, even though I really don't like fooling with horror movies, even though I say this all the time, I kind of got to see it. So yeah, whenever it comes out, I'll watch it. But I'm gonna avoid the trailers because I want to go in fresh. I would just want to go in, just not know what happened. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
No, spell with who? Oh,
Omar Hardwick. I don't ever.
That's dude from Power. Or Empire.
Oh,
or one of those.
Spell? Is that a horror flick? I don't even know.
Oh, I don't know what that is either.
2020 film. Okay, yeah. It looks like it's a horror movie. Horror thriller.
Okay.
All
right. Got another for you. You up this. Okay. So you're on a roll, Eli. So we got I don't know if you want to combine. Nah, what is this one? Yeah. Okay. You said you're gonna go on this one. You said you're gonna go on
this is this.
Let's see what you got. Come on.
Yeah, I read this the other day. Yeah. Read this the other day and I about lost my shit. But then I read the article and I'm like, sweet. So Steven Spielberg has signed a deal with Netflix. Amblin, his production company, is doing the deal with Netflix where they're going to put out his movies. While the deal was going down, I guess an executive from Universal asked him about making a Jaws reboot or remaking Jaws, and he firmly said nope.
Good job.
And I was like, sweet, thanks. You know,
I mean, you don't need to do a Jaws reboot. There are so many shark movies out there. You got that Jason Statham movie. You got Deep Blue Sea. You got Sharknado. You don't need Jaws. Just make another shark movie and just call it a day. You know, put a spin on it.
Yeah. And here's my thing. I mean, for one thing, I'm not what Spell was. I don't even know. Ask Cliff.
No, that was Omari Hardwick, the ghost from Power. But I don't think Michael Jai White was in that. But he's in everything, so who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of remakes. I mean, unless they're good remakes. I mean, yeah, remake a shitty movie. Quit trying to remake good movies because you're just gonna fuck them up. Yeah, RoboCop and all that shit sucks. Don't fuck up a good movie. Remake a crappy one.
And plus, I think that made Jaws such a great movie is because it was limited with the technology it was at the time.
Yeah, and it
was a dude with a hat with a fin, swimming, and that's what the movie was. And that was your monster movie right there.
Well, it was an exercise in tension. It was supposed to be this sort of cheesy monster movie, but the shark didn't work, and that forced them to be more, to solve the problem with tension and suspense, and that's what makes the movie. Is you don't see much of the shark until the climax.
And that's what made the other Jaws movies suck because you
Yeah.
kept showing the shark over again.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the fourth one, Jaws 4?
Oh yeah, it sucks.
This time it's personal. The shark was coming for revenge on the family that killed.
And it's
I'm
like roar,
how
it
does
like
this
roars like a lion. It's going roar.
right? Like, why is this shark getting revenge on people? Why would the shark care? But yeah, it was doing that. Michael Caine was in that movie. Like, why?
Yeah. And here's the thing. My thing with remakes, and especially nowadays, like, why? What's the purpose of it? You know, I get that the studios, they want to make a money. They want to, you know, take up a successful, you know, property and just milk the shit out of it and try to introduce it to a new generation. But the thing is, you know, who is the fans? Goes back to what Cliff says about when comic book movies change up shit. You know, they piss off the original fans, and you know, this is what it is. Okay, who's the fan? The OG fans don't want a remake, you know, and the kids that you're targeting for don't give a shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They grew up on Deep Blue Sea. They grew up on shitty Sharknado movies and the Meg, you know, so they don't care, you know.
Right,
so
just one shark in the movie, right?
they don't give a shit. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna piss off the OG fans and then target the movie to a generation of kids that don't give a shit.
Yeah, we listen, Cliff. We listen.
You know, so yeah, that's the thing about this. You know, you don't need to remake this, and this movie still holds up. Jaws still holds up. I watched it at a drive-in last year. You know, during COVID, because there was no movies, so drive-in started showing old flicks, and I went and saw Jaws, and that movie still holds up, especially in COVID times, because the Jaws was COVID, the shark was COVID, and the fucking mayor did not want to shut down the beach. You know,
but at the same time, you got to think about the pacing, the way movies are nowadays. Because let's be honest you, movie goers nowadays have ADHD. You got to throw something at this screen all the time. It's got to be a joke. It's got to be an explosion. It's got to be a boob. Something thrown at my screen, at my face every 5 seconds to keep my attention. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm out.
You know? That's why films are a dying form. Like, you know, the movies. That's why people are so into the episodic TV and episodic, you know, the binging of shows. You know, that's how this generation consumes their content now, through episodes and binging. You know, and yeah, I don't think they can hang with the suspense and the buildup that, you know, that we grew up on. You know?
Right.
But yeah, go on. But like I said, it still holds up on YouTube. There's a bunch of channels where people react to movies. They've never seen movies before and they react to them. There's a whole shitload of Jaws reactions of kids, millennials, you know, the younger generation, never seen Jaws, and they watch it. And a lot of them are like freaking out and screaming and covering their eyes. So yeah, the movie still holds up. So don't fuck it up and reboot it.
So put a stop to that. All right. So Cliff wanted, and I thought I put this on the list already, but I guess we could talk about Halloween Kills. I didn't put it on the list.
Oh, okay.
But I guess we can just talk about it. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Halloween Kills. As a matter of fact, I can make it while we talk.
The new trailer dropped this week, and I was like blown away. I was like, "Holy shit!" Because Michael Myers is basically the Terminator. Just,
I mean, isn't that what he always was though? Or?
Just slaughtering. No, he was like slaughtering everybody. He was just, he was straight up like a samurai, just cutting motherfuckers off and shit.
Now, is John Carpenter making this one also?
Well, no, he's like producing, and I think he's doing the soundtrack. But it is still, there was a name, the Gordon Green and Danny McBride. You know, those guys are still writing and producing it and directing it. But you know, so it's a complete continuation of the last movie. They're turning Michael Myers into Jason Voorhees. He's just going through and just on a fucking murder spree through the whole trailer. A lot of kills, a lot of violence, a lot of gore. My only gripe is I feel like they're showing the fucking whole movie.
That's the thing. That's one thing about when I saw Fast and the Furious. They showed the entire movie, including the ending. I don't know what these movies are doing nowadays. Just keep the shit short. Just keep it going from there.
Yeah, I'm like, and that's what bothered me about the first movie, because the first trailer, the last Halloween movie, they showed that clip where he goes in the house, kills somebody, walks out, goes in another house. Like there was like that really cool scene, and it is the best scene in the movie, but they showed it in the trailer, and I'm like, what the fuck you doing? You know,
Right.
so I was a little like kind of, and even on the horror sites, like on Fangoria and Bloody Disgusting, all those like horror fan websites, there's a lot of like, why are they showing so many spoilers in the trailer? So that, and I kind of like agree, like don't give away every kill. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, they're trying to make sure people get in the theater. They're trying to do whatever they can to get
Yeah,
people in the theater.
I'm still gonna go see it, but goddamn, let me see a fucking movie. You know,
Right. Because that's the thing. Like when these movies used to come out, you kind of knew what movie was gonna, hit big and what movie wasn't.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's a crapshoot. You don't know. If it ain't
Yeah.
Marvel, you don't know.
I was like, okay, when I see the movie, oh, I know this guy dies because I saw it in the trailer.
Right. So you just listen to him talking like I'm not paying attention to anything you're saying. OG Mike is a beast. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes full out fucking Terminator in this one. Whereas like Michael Myers was always sort of laid back and like creepy, he was like he's like a stalker.
Is he running in this or something? Or?
No, if you didn't see the trailer, the trailer opens up where right at the ending of the last movie where they're burning down Laurie Strode's house.
Yeah.
It's all on fire. Well, the firemen show up and they start putting the fire out. So
wow.
And so Michael Myers comes out and like kills all the firemen.
Well, like you make it sound like some John Wick shit, man.
Yeah, basically Michael Wick. That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, now you gotta be excited for it. So
yeah.
All right, so does that come out this year or
it's October? Yes, it was supposed to come out last October, but COVID. Now it's coming out this October. So just in time for Halloween this year. So.
Okay.
But yeah,
so
it looks really dope.
back up.
I'm just a little pissed that they showed a lot of maybe showed too much shit in the trailer.
So I don't know. All right, so let's go past that. I'm gonna give you one more topic. See what you got to think about this one. You said you're gonna go on this one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You said Indiana Jones. Okay.
Yeah. So they're filming a new Indiana Jones movie. Harrison Ford is back as Indy, and he already got injured on the set.
He's too old for this shit, man. Why is he doing this?
Yeah.
You you don't like remakes. You said you don't want reboots, Eli. This shit needs to be rebooted.
Yeah,
His ass is too old to do this shit.
I just watched all the Indiana except the fourth one. I didn't watch that one. But I watched the three like a couple weeks ago because they're all on something. They're all on one of them streaming services. I'll revisit Indy. And yeah, they're fun. I grew up on them. I love them shits as a kid. Yeah, I he is like 87. He's like
like, why are you doing action movies, man? Let this shit go.
Yeah, he ain't like Sylvester Stallone still doing Rambo.
Right. I mean, yeah, Sylvester Stallone is still he's too old to do this shit also, to be honest with you. But I think Sylvester Stallone said, I got one more Rambo in me and I let it go. And he's on like 70 something, still too old for this shit. Harrison Ford is in his 80s. He's way too old for this shit. He's gonna kill himself doing this shit. So
yeah. Like he's crashing planes and fucking
Tom Cruise like 60? Like seriously, I'm not even joking. I'm thinking like
he's up there.
Or some shit.
He's up there.
Still doing this shit, like hanging off airplanes and shit. Like, man, y'all need that shit needs to be rebooted, man. Give me another Indiana Jones guy with somebody else in it, somebody younger, make it some teen heartthrob. Chris Pratt. Boom. There you go. Call it a day. Indiana Jones.
Shia LaBeouf, or what's his name? Oh, he's canceled.
He's canceled. You can't do him anymore.
The pretty guy, the pretty boy. What's the Efron?
Which one? They're all pretty.
Efron, Zac Efron. There you go.
Is he canceled? I don't know if he is or not.
I'm just
We're saying that next week.
Indiana Jones, son of Indiana Jones, right there. Zac Efron.
Yeah, he's like the guy that you thought was gonna blow up bigger than what he was, but he never got a thing. It's just like I don't know, but he should. It was like right there, but I think he missed his window. I don't want to see him as Indiana Jones. Matter of fact, they got another guy that looks like him but younger. The guy from Stranger Things looks just like Zac Efron but younger. So it's like, why are you gonna get Zac Efron? You can get this guy that looks like Zac Efron.
Oh, Zac Efron. Oh shit. Okay.
What'd you say?
I thought you meant Harrison Ford.
No, not Harrison Ford. No.
Kid who looks like Harrison Ford.
but younger.
Eastwood's kid. Yeah, Eastwood's kid. He was in Suicide Squad, wasn't he?
No, I'm tired of everybody putting Eastwood's kid. Eastwood's kid cannot act his way out of a paper bag. That guy is terrible. Don't put him in anything. And then what's fucked up about it is that the guy would be a perfect casting choice for Wolverine if he could act. Because let's be honest, Wolverine was kind of based off Clint Eastwood. So if you get Clint Eastwood's son to play Wolverine, it's kind of like full circle. But the guy can't act. They keep putting him in movies. He was in another Fast and the Furious movie, the worst act in the movie. He can't act in a Fast and Furious movie. That should tell you something. So no, just don't put the guy in movies anymore.
You mean Ludacris was acting circles around that guy?
Yes, Ludacris. Let me pull you aside and give you acting lessons.
What's that one movie? The one fat with Iggy? How you say her name?
Iggy Azalea. I think that was.
It's just funny when she's a better actor than Jason Statham.
I like Jason Statham in these movies. Jason Statham is just going to do Jason Statham stuff.
Well, yeah, he doesn't even try to hide his accent. You never see him.
Yeah,
Jason Statham just try to do an American or any other accent. It's just Parker.
Okay, nobody knocks Sean Connery for that. Sean Connery played a Russian in Hunt for Red October, but he had a Scottish accent. Nobody said anything. They just let it go.
I suppose, but that's Sean Connery.
Yeah, hey, tough love, Cliff. Tough love. Somebody got to tell him. If his daddy won't tell him, I'm going to tell him. Shit. What else we got about this? Anything you want to talk to us about Harrison Ford?
Yeah.
I don't think you talked about it. I think I overtalked you on this one. But
that's about it. That's about all I got. I mean, this is unnecessary. Yeah.
Nobody wants to see the movie.
The fourth one, yes. I didn't hate the fourth one, but it was unnecessary.
I hated the fourth one. It was.
I know a lot of people did. I came out that was, it was Indiana Jones.
It created a trope. Nuke the fridge. That is a trope. So that should tell you right there.
Laugh my ass off.
I was like, I'm out. I'm like, nope, I'm out. I can't.
I was like, that's what Indiana Jones does. That's what he does. He survives shit that nobody else can because he's Indiana Jones and the rest of us are pussies. That's why we go see that shit. But hey, whatever.
That's a banned topic here, Cliff. Sorry, this is Kathleen Kenny Small. So we don't even know I think she's doing Indiana Jones. I think she did she might have did the other one. She might have did the fourth one, but I don't know.
She probably is. She's like Spielberg's one of his producers.
Yeah. So I like that whole circle: George Lucas, Spielberg, Kennedy, all together. So yeah. All right. So now we're going to the Vidja Game section. All right. I'm gonna just talk briefly on this one. I'm gonna talk about the Avengers. Gabe, I don't know if you're still here. You're probably left by now, but I'm talking about the Avengers. Not why you should get the game. Why you should have not streamed the game last week because something happened. Because they actually put some patch notes out where they said if you stream the game, there was a glitch that released your personal information to everybody that you stream, shot, or Twitch to. So you didn't want to do that. So people are freaking out like, oh man, are they going to know about my OnlyFans account where I just subscribe to Harley Quinn twerk team? Like, no, but they know about that now, So what they did, hold up, who we got? I'm here. Gabe, here. Okay. So Gabe, hopefully you didn't stream Avengers last week, but it's okay now because they fixed the stream. They fixed it where your personal information is out because they was actually releasing your IP address if you streamed it, but they fixed it now. So that's all fixed now. But here's the thing. I'm thinking I'm going to pull the trigger on something, Eli. I think they're going to get me spend some money because they're going to make me spend money on this. They're releasing the in-game costumes. And I'm like, man, I might get that. But guess how much they are? Just take a guess. Guess how much they are.
$5?
No. I'll tell you. 15. They're $15.
For
or 15
a skin?
I'll tell you, they're $1,500. They're 1,500 credits.
Does it come with his Smash shield? That would be kind of dope.
With the Smash shield? What Smash? Oh, you talking about like
remember Captain America's shield when Thanos broke his shield?
Oh yeah, it was like halfway. Like that would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah. It'd be hard as fuck to play in gameplay wise though. You're trying to fight off robots and you don't have a shield. Or give ammonia. That would work. That may be DLC down the road. I got to pay $20 for that. But yeah, you got to pay $15 for the credit. 1,500 credits, which translates to $15. I'm like, I don't know, man, but I'm gonna just spend money on because everybody's got in-game costumes they release, but I think that's the only one I'm gonna spend money on. But I'm not gonna blow my budget on that one. Is Fat Thor? No. So I hope they do. I hope if they put Fat Thor on there, Eli, I'm getting Fat Thor.
In
I'm
that
getting
sweater, he's in that
yes,
sweater with
in the
his
sweater and
beer
the
belly
fingerless
hanging out.
gloves and shit. If they put Fat Thor in the game, I'm
Fucking
sorry.
sunglasses and shit.
There's only 6 people playing this game. I'll be one of those 6 people playing this Fat Thor. I don't care.
Hungover Thor.
Yeah, with the sunglasses on, the whole thing. I don't care. Oh man, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, this is Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about the comic books. And Eli, you have a full load, so I'm gonna let you go first and knock out whatever book you wanna. Yeah, you got a load.
I got a load. All right. Oh,
I'm glad.
Where's Super Saiyan shit? Share.
Yeah,
shitter?
I was gonna say
I was about to give a shout out to him. I got a load for you.
Oh, like I've been waiting the whole podcast for that.
Yeah, I got a load for you.
Okay, this
Share shitter or whatever his name was.
So good. Gabe, when you get your OnlyFans page going, we will promote you. So and we have somebody we can sit over there to you that will definitely subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah. Super shitter Saiyan or whatever his name was.
Little Saitama. It's a One Punch Man reference, but yeah, it's yeah.
Should I do Gamma Flight #1, I guess?
Yes, because I was curious about that. I was wondering about that. So
Gamma Flight spinning out of Immortal Hulk, the pages of Immortal Hulk. So Al Ewing and Crystal Frazier on the writing, Lan Medina, Antonio Fabella, Vic Joe Sabino, letters and colors and art and all that shit. So this is Gamma Flight. This was Alpha Flight. They were hired by, the Hulkbusters to capture the Hulk. But in doing so, they, kind of had sympathy for the Hulk, and now they kind of work with them now and help them out. And so basically this starts out where they're kind of raiding the old Shadow base for tech. They get into a fight. The army guys show up and they all kind of fight. And then we get some glimpses of them sort of living together and their dynamic, the team, the superhero team, back and forth drama, camaraderie, banter, Titania and Absorbent Man are engaged, I guess.
Oh, that's been a thing. That's been a thing like for decades.
Okay. So yeah, they're all making out and shit. We have Doc Sasquatch. We have Sasquatch and Doc Samson in one body.
Oh, okay. That's some new shit. So you saying
that's
why I wonder about Doc's.
Yeah, that's been going on in Immortal Hulk. That's been going on. They've been like how the Hulk has all those personalities in him. He's got Joe Fix. He's got Savage Hulk. He's got all those personalities inside him. That's what Doc Sasquatch is. It's Sasquatch and Doc Samson in one body.
Okay.
And then we have the body of Rick Jones. And he's in the body of that one kid who had gamma radiation. This is way back a few years ago in like the early issues of Immortal Hulk. So they have those guys living in each other's bodies. And they're just kind of hanging out, and we get their their team dynamic. There's a really poignant moment where Professor McGowan, she is transgender, and they're actually talking to Doc Samson or Doc Sasquatch about him. He's complaining how he doesn't have his body. He's frustrating that that he's inside the Sasquatch body, and then she's like, "Well, I don't have the body I want either." So it was like a little poignant moment, I thought. But anyway, so this some gamma mutant is raging out in the city, and they're like, "We should go stop them before the Hulkbusters kill this guy." And they're all like, "Well, what are we gonna do? What can we do to help them?" You can't really help a gamma being, because of the green door and green hell and all that shit. But they go anyways, and they go and find this big giant monster. It's hulking out, and they find out her name is Stockpile, and her name is Dion, and Stockpile is her code name. And she basically tells them that she escaped from a base where they are making gamma beings, and that someone's coming to get her. And then someone shows up at the end. Okay, I'm taking you back, and it turns out to be Scar.
Whoa, Scar's back. Okay.
Yeah, Scar is back. So, yeah, to be continued. I guess I thought this was just going to be a one shot, but I guess this is an ongoing or maybe a mini series. So there's another issue coming out.
Yeah, basically, you know how these things work. If it catches on, they'll make it a series. Hold on, let's see what Gabe says right here. Gabe says that Sasquatch run around
and with Samson's body. Whatever. Either or. They're both in the same body. They're both occupying the same body.
Joined this one.
Yeah.
Marvel Suicide Squad. I guess it's Thunderbolts. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool, Cliff. Let us know. If we didn't review what you read, let us know. Okay. All right. So I guess I'm up. All right. So book we're gonna review
4 out of 5. That if I gave it a rating. So
okay. Let's see. Scar, my boy. They brought Scar back. I thought Hulk like gambled him out or some shit, and he was just whatever.
Well, they actually refer to it in the comic that he went missing, and they thought they cured him, but he hasn't been seen since. Because they're talking about how are we going to help this new mutant gamma monster that's destroying the city. We can't cure them,
Right.
So what can we do? The only other being that was cured was Scar, but he's missing, so we really didn't even know if it worked. And then he shows up at the end, and obviously
as Scar, so it didn't work.
Yeah,
right?
So it didn't work. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so next book, what I'm going to do is the first book I'm going to do is S.W.O.R.D number 5. I actually haven't been keeping up with this series, so things have been happening. S.W.O.R.D number 6. Things have happened on this series. I've been kind of keeping up, haven't been keeping up, but apparently some weird shit went down. Eli, remember that book, Planet X, that planet-sized X-Men over like that?
Oh yeah.
Some big shit went down. I should have reviewed that because apparently the status quo of X-Men has completely changed since then. So what the X-Men have done, and this is what the whole Hellfire Gala is, because we're still in the Hellfire Gala with this story. The whole gala was about what they were going to do with Planet X or whatever the fuck this shit is. So the mutants have terraformed Mars and colonized it, all doing the Hellfire Gala. Like they started it and ended it doing the gala and showed everybody there. And Captain America's like, what the fuck? So everybody at the gala is like, okay, these mutants are fucking crazy. We need to get out of here. We need to do something. We need to form Orchis, also like that. So Dr. Doom and Captain America just have a one-on-one conversation like, oh, like what the hell are these mutants doing? And Captain America's a bitch like, it's freedom for everybody. I'm not scared what the mutants gonna do, blah, blah, blah. Dr. Doom's pissed. Dr. Doom just says basically, one day, Captain America, I'm gonna call for your help. And when I do it, I'm not gonna throw a Hellfire Gala. And he just walks through his portal and just leaves. So the main part of the story starts off with at the peak, at the S.W.O.R.D station. And damn, I forgot about that. Caught me off guard. Oh, so that's Frenzy. I like whoever drew that had fun drawing that, let's see. So they are at Storm, and Abigail Brand is having a conversation with the like the Galactic Council, like all the big players in the Empire, all across the galaxy, shit like that. Some Skrulls, some Shi'ar, some Nova is there, Star-Lord's there, blah, blah, whatever like that. That big ball is part of it too also, and some green-haired horse there also. So basically what they're doing is they're having conversations just like they're there to watch. Basically, while the Hellfire Gala is going on down on Earth, in the space station, they're having another party where they're just showing them what happened. Oh, the intergalactic Wakanda is there also. And they're basically saying, yeah, they should terraforming Mars. Wakanda is not impressed. We have seen better, and Nova's just like, okay, so what are y'all doing? And basically what they're doing is that they're bribing them. They're basically saying, we want you, and when you come to our solar system, you don't deal with Earth, you deal with Mars. You deal with planet Coco, Cora, Krakoa, whatever you call it. So X planet, Planet X. Deal with Planet X. Don't fool with Earth. Earth is divided. They can't agree on one accord. Mars, Planet X, on the other hand, can't agree on one accord. We're the ones you need to deal with. So, and Nova's just like, okay, what else do y'all want? And basically, what they're doing is that they basically, the mutants have made a new metal called Mysterium. I think it's called Mysterium. Not only is it almost as strong as adamantium, it's heat proof, radiation proof. If you use it as computer chip, the computer chip will never fail. It's non-magnetic, and they said only mutants can make it. So everybody there at the Galactic Council right there, they gave them 100 tons of that metal, and they said, take it. It's free right now. Any more of it, you need to come through us. Deal with us specifically. Don't deal with nobody else. And Star-Lord's are like, yeah, this is all fucked up. So what else we got here? So while they're having a conversation talking about don't deal with anybody, deal with us, boom, somebody says, I have a problem with everything you just said, and it's Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom just like, hold up. So you mutants are trying to take over. You trying to cut Earth out of this? Just you saying Earth is not prepared and Earth can't do this and Earth can't do that, and you mutants think you're better than us? I have a problem with that. You saying Planet X has one voice and one person in charge? I want to hear that one voice. Take me to the man in charge right now, or it's gonna be a fucking problem. That's what Dr. Doom is telling the mutants right now. He's like, okay, I'm gonna see what I can do, but we're gonna talk to the person in charge. Like, bring me the man in charge of Planet X right now. And then that's what said, Eric, you know who it is. And then the leader of Planet X is Storm, the Wind Rider, the Hadaro Yayo, the one who walked, the one who swam with Asante, the region of Mars, the King of Soul, or Queen of Soul, or like that. And basically just like, okay, Dr. Doom, what you had a problem? Let me know what the fuck your problem is. And Dr. Doom doesn't say shit else for the rest of the book, because Storm basically put him in check. But this ending really caught me right here. So after the planet, the Hellfire Gala is over with, Magneto just sitting in the room by himself, just talking like, we did pretty good. We did all right. And then he hears a voice just saying, I got your invitation. He turns around all shocked and said, and it turns out it's Wanda. Like, what the fuck? Wanda is in Krakoa, even though she's technically banned from Krakoa, but she's there because Magneto invited her there. And she's just like, look, I wanted to come, but I couldn't because I couldn't face them. I know they're still pissed off at everything I did to them, so I didn't want to have that, everything that was going on there. She was like, look, I understand you wanted to wait for everybody to come, but I'm glad you finally showed up because I wanted you to come so you could see what we did to Mars. And she was like, look, I'm the great pretender. I can't be here. And then Magneto just saying, look, if you saying you're the pretender, then I must be the pretender too. Because I don't care what anybody says, or you're my daughter. That's what he says. You're my daughter. I don't care what the X-Men say, the Quiet Council say, what everybody hates to it. I don't care what the DNA or blood tests say. You are my daughter. I want you here. I love you. And we're gonna fix this, whatever happened together. I'm gonna make this right because I'm your dad and I don't care what happens. I was like, damn. So yeah, Eli, that ending, I don't know. It felt like somebody was chopping onions for me right then, man. That was that got me there. Let's see what Gabe said. Like music. Do you like the movies the X people are making? Oh, the movies X. No, they're bad guys. I've been saying it's the Brotherhood for the longest. So why does he look like that though? Yeah, so that's my thing. So yeah, it's some more big shit going on. So the mutants have conquered Mars. They've taken it over. It's theirs. All those crazy Apocalypse Kids mutants, they stuck them up there. So they run on their planet. But Storm keeps them all in check. So that's what's going on right now. So overall, good story. S.W.O.R.D is keeping going. Al Ewing is pretty much expanding his reach. I think he's doing like another big book. I don't know what book he's doing, but I'm pretty sure it's all gonna tie in together. So yeah, 4 out of 5. I get a 4 out of 5. But the ending got me. I might say 4.5 out of 5. The ending got me. The Wanda and Magneto hugging. But yeah. All right. So what you got?
Should I do this Batman Reptilian?
Oh, let me guess. Killer Croc?
No.
I felt like it was Killer Croc. It's not Killer Croc.
I don't think so. Because they showed Killer Croc and he was not doing what is going on. So, usually I'm not I don't get all there's 1,000 Batman books every month. I only get like the main book and Detective, unless it's something really cool. But this is written by Garth Ennis. So I'm like, well, shit.
Oh, you should have led with that.
Yeah, that was the thing. And then Liam Sharp on the art. So this is a Black Label book. So it doesn't matter, I guess.
Until it does.
Until it does. until Snyder does some shit. Zack Snyder does,
Right.
has a fucking, an Easter egg in one of his trailers, and everyone's gonna go ape shit. So basically, this is Batman. Like you say, he's an asshole. He's a total fucking asshole in this movie or in this book. So somebody is killing all of Batman's villains and like mutilating them, like ripping them apart. And he's basically trying to figure out what it is, what's killing all his enemies. He interrogates a guy who says that he was like one of the Joker's henchmen, or it was at one of their monthly meetings when all of the Rogues Gallery get together and basically talk about how they're gonna, kill Batman. But at some point, something weird happened, and they all kind of got mad at each other and started pointing guns at each other. And then something came out and ripped everybody apart. And that's all the guy knows. And then the Batman goes, "Okay, you're gonna be my my word on the streets. You're gonna help me solve this case, and I'll be in touch." The guy goes back to his apartment and then gets killed. Something happens to him. We don't see what it is, and it says to be continued. So that's essentially what it is. He's trying to find out what's killing all his enemies. And he's a total asshole. Even Alfred's a pompous prick. It's Garth Ennis. That's what Garth Ennis does. He turns superheroes into dicks. And that's what we have here.
A superhero writer that hates superheroes.
Yeah. And that's what it is. It's Superman.
For those who don't know who Garth Ennis is, he created The Boys, among other things.
And The Punisher. Basically,
Preacher.
And he doesn't, the Preacher. He doesn't like superheroes. And when he's on a superhero, or when he's on when he writes for superheroes, he's like what Alan Moore says: there are no superheroes. There's never really any heroes. Heroes don't really exist. And the art by Liam Sharp, and now Liam Sharp has awesome artwork. Usually, it's very comic book, traditional comic book oriented, but very pretty art. This is very gritty and dark and almost like an airbrush, like totally not what I was expecting from Liam Sharp. You know what I'm saying? Here's like the Rogues Gallery. It's like kind of like painted and airbrush, not usually the Liam Sharp style that I've seen before. It kind of reminds me of what's that dude's name? McKean or whatever. The guy who did Arkham Asylum with Grant Morrison. That's what kind of reminded me of.
Oh yeah, like the watercolors type.
Yeah, that type of style. But it works. This is basically like a horror movie with Batman, with asshole Batman. So I'm into it. There's a shout out to Steve Dillon, because I guess this was written with Steve Dillon in mind to draw it. But as we know, Steve Dillon passed away.
Right. Long time collaborated with Garth Ennis. So.
He did The Punisher with Steve.
He did The Boys, didn't he?
Yeah, with Garth Ennis. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
But yeah, I mean, it's a cool little dark, twisted take on Batman, and I'm interested to see where it goes. Especially Garth Ennis writing. So yeah, 4 out of 5.
Plus, it's out of continuity, so he can do whatever he wants to do.
And I guess that's the thing. I guess I was looking for a little bit. It doesn't go as hard as I was expecting. Because when you talk about,
I think it'll get there.
when you think about The Boys or his Punisher run or even Preacher, this is kind of tame when I think about it. If this is the Black Label,
he's saving up for it. He can't load the gun all at one time. So yeah. All right. So next book I have is going to be Heroes Return.
Oh, I read this.
Did you? Okay, cool. You can help me out with this one.
I said I was on for the ride with you if you were going to read them. So
yeah, this is the end of the line. So
I made it.
we made it all the way to it. So yeah. So because they bamboozled us last week, we thought the last time was it. Now they keep it going with this. So So basically, what we're doing right now is that it's basically boiled down Justice League or fake Justice League versus Avengers. That's what you got. So let's just get to it. The book starts off with President Coulson got a message that Agents of Shield. Shield Labs and Peter Parker. Peter Parker's right there, hung up on a wall, upside down, dead. Yeah, Coulson just killed these guys with the Hell Cube. What was it called?
Pandemonium Cube.
The Pandemonium Cube. Whatever it's called. It's
I said the pube. The Pandemonium Cube.
Kill you with my pubes, you know. So he hops in Lola. If you watch Agents of Shield, you get that reference. And it basically said, I want you to bring all my guys. We're gonna bomb Wakanda. Just wipe it off the map. If you kill some of the Squad Supreme, oh well, it don't matter. Fuck them. So, and then we get to Wakanda, and Hyperion and Thor just going at it on top of Wakanda, just knock it out. Like, you threw up on my girlfriend. Thor's like, I don't even remember what happened. I don't remember when it happened. You're like, I'm gonna melt your brain, and Thor's just like, oh, you got angry eyes. Guess what? My eyes are angry, and Thor just goes to work on it, just starts beating the shit out of her. Then you got not Wonder Woman, Power Princess versus the Phoenix. And she's like, I love killing phoenixes. She just like, and she does her thing. Oh, and she has barbed wire, not a rope, not the lasso of Hestius, but the barbed wire of Ares. So
something
like that. And Power Princess is just fucking nuts. You got Dr. Spectrum going at a baby.
The Star Brand baby.
Yeah, Star baby, whatever you want to call.
And he's pissed because he killed Rocket.
Yeah, it's a girl.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, and then you got, I love this one. So you got the Blur versus Black Panther, and the Blur is like tagging Black Panther left and right. Just like, you ain't shit. How fast is a cat? A cat isn't as fast as me. And then Black Panther catches him, elbows him in the back, and does something to his suit where now he's as fast as the Blur. So the Black Panther now has super speed on top of all the
he absorbed it. He absorbed all the energy from Blur or whatever.
Well, he absorbed super speed?
I guess.
So now he's like, now we got to race. So now they start racing. So Black Panther has super speed now. So I guess it's a thing he can do. And you got Blade. I like this too. I like Blade versus Nighthawk. And then, because Nighthawk is just talking shit to him, and he's almost like talking shit to Batman. He like, you just some spoiled rich kid. I bet you had one bad day and you just went nuts after that, didn't you? Well, look at me. I'm what you have when you have nothing but bad days. And Nighthawk is just like, well, you about to have your worst day right now, and then throw some bullshit at him.
He throws that Hawk-a-rang or whatever.
Yeah, Hawk-a-rang, Night-a-rang, whatever you want to call it. So Captain America is going to a Wakandan sky cycle, flying because he knows Coulson is coming. So he's trying to cut him off at the pass. And then guess who's one of the fighter pilots? Carol Danvers. Carol Danvers is like, what the hell? Captain America's there? So, and then Coulson, with his Hell Cube, the Pandemonium Cube, whatever you want to call it, like, shoot him out of the sky. And Carol Danvers, like, shoot Captain America out of the sky? Like, no. Like, something don't seem right about that. So Captain America is like, Mr. President, I want a word with you. And Coulson's like, okay, yeah, I got a word. Goodbye. And then kept blasting him with the Hell Cube. And then like, and apparently Hyperion has a weakness.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this
is
thing.
This is funny. I was about to ask you, is this a thing? Is this canon?
If it's a thing, I didn't know it was a thing before. Now they've made up some other crazy named meteorite that came from his planet that weakens him. But they're basically saying that vibranium comes from his planet. Yeah. So vibranium is his weakness. So just being being in Wakanda weakens him. Here's the thing. Now we can go, if you want to go to a political aspect, we can go there. The fact that his strength
I did not go there. Wow. Well, let's go. Let's go there. Fuck it.
Well, I'm just saying we're gonna go there just one time, and I'm gonna get off of it. We're just gonna go there. You were saying that Hyperion, gets his power from America. He's strongest in America, but when he gets away from America and goes to Africa, he gets weaker. I'm just saying.
It's that one jam. You think you're tough now? Come to Africa.
So Thor just starts beating his ass because he just started weaker and weaker, even though he's touching his hand because he just got melted by Hyperion. But Thor picks his shit up anyway, even though it's burnt his hand, smashes him through the concrete jungle that is in Wakanda that Jack Kirby made back in the 60s and shit.
But do you remember that? Remember when it was like years ago and shit, and people were talking about Hulk versus Superman?
Yeah.
And then I was like, hey, well, gamma radiation has Kryptonian properties. So Superman just being by the Hulk will weaken him. That way the Hulk will whoop Superman's ass.
Yeah, and everybody was just like,
and they're like, what? Where did I read that? And I'm just like, When I play with my toys, that's what I say.
It's just, some writer is gonna do that. It's like, fuck it, just Stan Lee said this shit. Like, you just write whatever the fuck you want to write. You win. Whoever wants to win can win.
Yeah.
That's all.
Your toys aren't canon. Like,
hold on, let me
that's
see
what that
we got
reminded
here.
me of like vibranium being like the same
Gabe.
kryptonite. Yeah.
Gabe, you just said it. He pulled super speed out his ass. He never had that power before, but he just did it. So fuck it.
I thought his suit like absorbed all the powers. Like, okay, fuck it, I can run too now. Like,
but that's never been a thing before. He just said, fuck it, I got super speed now.
God bless you, Jason Aaron.
Oh, where are we at now? Okay, so back to Black Panther, super speed Black Panther, Flash Black Panther, and the Blur. And they're running, and he's just talking shit like, you can't catch me, you can't catch me. So Black Panther catch him just enough to slice the tendons in his legs.
his Achilles heel.
Yeah, so now you can't run anymore. He was like, maybe you'll walk one day again if you heal and, with good doctors and shit like that. But only if you stay down. He like, nah, and then blast him. So now you realize what's going on. For these people, for the Squad Supreme, they're fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their reality. They don't care whether this shit is real or not. To them, it's real. So that's what they're fighting for. So they're fighting harder than the Avengers are. And you got Star Baby and Dr. Spectrum. She melts the thing. So now he's powerless. Yeah, and he's crying. And Star Baby just like, yeah, I wanted you to cry. That's the whole point. Now who's next? So now she needs help because Power Princess is getting in Phoenix's ass. So Star Brand. Yeah, Black Panther beats the shit out of him. Star Brand. Yeah, Nighthawk actually beats the shit out of the Blade right here. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, he like does some shit, like sticks some shit in his chest.
Yeah, he sticks the Hawkerang in him as some sort of Batman device.
Yeah, like prep time, because he said that he was like, you ever wonder, Blade, why there's no vampires here left for you to hunt? Because I took their ass out. That's why. So he blasts the shit out of him. So you got Colton.
I got these scars. No, but I know how you got these. Like,
and then blast like this. I don't know how I feel about Nighthawk taking out Blade so easily. So Coulson is actually beating the shit out of Captain America. So and then he like Hell Mephisto. And then Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, clips him with the wing. She's like, oops, I didn't mean to hit the president while he was trying to kill that guy, So Star Baby and Phoenix are like, now they team up, and Power Princess, it can't handle both of them. You got two cosmic beings.
They like,
so they
they blend together or whatever. Yeah, join forces.
Yeah, because in this world, Power Princess killed Jean Grey when she had the Phoenix. So she can kill this Phoenix also, but put together, she can't take them. So Thor's just like, okay, even with all this shit, I can't take. So Thor has to get his ass whooped. Even though he's still getting weaker, he's getting his ass whooped. Blade's still standing, and I don't even know what happened here. Who blasted him? Oh, Hyperion blasted.
That was Hyperion, yeah.
Hyperion blasted him. Okay, but the way Nighthawk is looking just like Batman, just like he knew this shit was coming. He knew Blade was gonna get his ass whooped. He was like, "Fuck it." So basically, all the Squad Supreme have been taken out except Hyperion and Nighthawk. They're the only two left. And it's like, you know what? We don't need to be left. Nobody can take. If we combine, nobody on any multiverse can take us. So basically, Batman and Superman. And Black Panther's like, nah, I got something to say about that. So Black Panther by himself takes on Batman and Superman by himself and starts fighting their ass. While Captain America crashes. Hyperion. So Black Panther is fight, and then because again, Captain America takes out Hyperion, all this shit like that. Star Baby and Phoenix combine, blow up the Hell Cube. So when they blow that up, they go back to regular reality because that's the only thing holding this reality together. So, and then Nighthawk is just like, look, you can talk all this shit you did. I don't care what you did. I just want all you Avengers to know I was the last one standing. And Thor was like, oh, we can rectify this shit right now. And then when the cube gets destroyed, everything goes back to normal. Boom, and that's it. They go back to normal. And the thing is, none of the Avengers remember anything that happens except for Blade. Blade is the only one that remembers. But the night before, Star Baby was a baby. Now Star Brand is like a little toddler.
Yeah.
And they're just like, how the hell did she get so old overnight? So they remember, but the thing is, the Squadron Supreme remember everything. They remember everything. So Hyperion is flying to the Daily Bugle and he sees Spider-Man He's like, looking for my best friend. I can't find my best friend because Peter Parker in the other reality was his best friend. But Spider-Man doesn't know him. Never met him before. He's like, pleased to meet you, Hyperion. I heard about you. Never met you. And he just flies off like sad. Meanwhile, all the other squadron, and they all just the way they got fucked up in the other reality, they're still fucked up now. Blur can't walk. Dr. Spectrum.
And they don't even know who he is. They never even heard of him and shit.
They've never heard of him, right? Dr. Prism, Spectrum, his prism is still gone. Wonder Woman, whatever the fuck happened to her. And they like, so nobody knows who they are. Nighthawk is just like, look, I don't care if I got to do shit by myself. I'm bringing back my reality. And Avengers are coming, and Avengers are going down. So now they got a crazy ass Batman that's coming after them. So yeah. Meanwhile,
the Batman, the Nighthawk who laughs, or
the Nighthawk who laughs. He's gonna find a way. A crisis is coming. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah. So while in hell, we have Mephisto, the Hellhound Mephisto, who has trapped Coulson in hell because Coulson sold his soul to him. And he basically is just like, look, if I did this shit by myself, what happens if we combine the other 615 Mephistos and combine together to take this shit? So this is the Council of Reds have teamed up together and they're gonna team up. So that's gonna be the next big thing. And basically they said this shit was just a warm-up. That's what Blaze said. If this was a warm-up, what's really coming? And yeah, the Council of Mephistos are coming. So everybody want to know where Mephistos are? Here's Mephisto. Not in Loki, not in WandaVision, right here. So yeah. So cool story. I thought a cool story is Jason Aaron.
This one was good. Yeah, this one. Yeah, we all finally got to see the Avengers versus the Justice League, basically.
Right. That's what we see, and it was pretty fair. You know, some of the Avengers lost, some of the Justice League won. So like, okay, this is how Jason Aaron would write the story if he got a chance to write the story. So
yeah,
I like it. Got a chance to just play with his toys. So yeah. So what you got next?
Should I do Something Is Killing the Children, since Gabe mentioned it?
Might as well. I think he's waiting on
it. So this is Something Is Killing the Children, number 17, James Tynion IV's horror book on Boom Studios. Basically, monsters kill kids and eat them, and there's this secret society called the House of Slaughter that goes around killing these monsters. We follow, what's her name, Erica, and she goes to this town and kills all the monsters. Anyways, this is the new story arc. We're basically getting a prequel, Erica's origin story, of how she first came to the House of Slaughter and became the trained monster slayer. Basically, in the last issue, we find out her family was killed by a monster, but she managed to kill it. And the monster slayer that came to kill that monster saw that this little girl already killed the monster. Was like, well, hey, since you already did this, you might as well come back with me, because I have to keep the secret. No one can know about monsters or our organization who kills these monsters. So technically she was supposed to kill Erica as a little girl, but she couldn't bring herself to do it. So she ends up taking her back to the House of Slaughter. You're come back with me. You're going to join our crew, kill monsters for the rest of your life. So that's where we are in the story. They get to the House of Slaughter. They're all pissed off at her, like, why did you not kill this kid? That's not how we do these things. We don't just recruit anybody. And they're like, hey, this girl killed a monster all by herself. So I'm not killing her. You're not killing her. She's joining us. So basically she's got to pass some sort of initiation test. We don't know yet. They're just how, it's these trials. It's the trials. And she has to survive them in order to become a slayer like the rest of them. So, yeah. And did I cut out?
You audio is good. Video, you're just frozen. But audio, you're still good. Or you were. Okay. I think he's cut out. Just come in and come back out, Eli, if that's where you're at right now. I want to just go on with the next one. Okay, you back?
You back?
I've been here. Yeah, I'm here. I've been here the whole time.
I think I cut out. Yeah.
Yeah, you just for a second, but you're back now. So
okay. So I don't know what you heard, but basically this is a prequel. She's joining the last House of Slaughter. She's got to go through these trials to see if she survives and become the Slayer. So 4 out of 5. I like this book.
Cool. Something Killing the Children. Okay, so we're on a new arc. All right, so my last book I'm gonna do is shit, I forgot. Okay, Infinite Frontier. I don't know why I picked this up. It's a DC book. The reason I picked it up because we didn't know what the hell was going on after the whole Dark Knight's Metal or whatever like that. And they said it's supposed to everything has changed, but it seemed like nothing has changed. So this book is supposed to tell us what has changed. So yeah, why not? So starting off, the book starts off with a spaceship crashing to planet Earth. And when he gets there, it is 2 lonely couples coming out of a pickup truck, and it is Flashpoint Batman. And it's a black couple that was getting away from Metropolis. Right, that's not our Batman. Hashtag not my Batman.
Is that Cliff? That's Cliff.
Cliff, you need to sue. Or don't do what Samuel Jackson did when they make the movie. They better cast you. You do. So, like I said, they see Flashpoint Batman. They were like, call Calvin. Like, we got a Batman from another planet here. Call Calvin. I don't care what happens. So he can deal with this craziness. So when you zoom out and you realize you're on Earth 23, Earth 23 is the home of President Superman, aka Calvin Ellis, aka Kal-El. So when they say call Calvin, they mean call President Superman. That might be his parents, or whatever.
Well, if they're calling him Calvin, yeah, maybe.
Could be. Or maybe, he's the president, so everybody could know. What do we got here? This guy. Extant. 90s DC villain that I thought we got rid of. Anyway, just decided to beat the shit out of him. Moving on past that. He gets on and he meets his son. Where's his son? Right here. Obsidian. And Obsidian was fighting Mr. Freeze, whatever like that. So they just go and they're going to meet their daughter, Jade. Jade will be in the new Stargirl season 2. But anyway, not here. And basically saying, Dad, it's a whole lot to process right now. He was like, what, me coming out the closet? Like, no, the multiverse destroying and getting destroyed, But while that happened, they go to meet Jade, but her house gets destroyed. So they go in there and they realize that Jade wasn't in there. So something else may be going on. So that's part of that story. Meanwhile, Dr. Bones has reformed the DEO. I don't care. Back to Batman. He meets a giant rabbit. That's Captain Carrick. That's a Superman of his planet. Anyway, Flashpoint Batman gets up like, what the hell? Why are you a big ass bunny? He karate flips him, runs. Before he can run, he gets stopped by, President Superman, Calvin Ellis. So what you have here is the Justice Incarnate. They patrol the multiverse. You have Captain Carrot, Aquawoman, President Superman, Mary Marvel, and Machine Head. Never heard of him. Anyway, Flashpoint acting like, what the hell? Where am I? Why am I here? He was like, I can tell you how I got here. You need to call the Flash. He was like, which one? Barry Allen. He was like, which one? Because so you got Flash, and this is the thing with Flash. He's going all over the multiverse, and you can see the multiverse is back how it was before. I'm gonna just see some shit. Earth 2, where you got the Golden Age superheroes. You got Earth 2, which is Kingdom Come, Earth 30, which is Red Sun, Earth 42, which is Chibi, Earth 51, which is Commandy. It was gone for like 30 years. It's all back now. Now, he had to build a speed to go to Earth Omega, which is the one planet, the one dimension he couldn't get to. But he's there, and when he gets there, he turns around and sees a crime scene, and he sees all the 5 gods that control the universe dead. He didn't see it. Darkseid killed these guys last issue. So while he's doing that, trying to find out what's going on, he gets whammy, and realizes his old buddy, Psycho Pirate. Psycho Pirate is from the old Crisis in Infinite Earths back in '85. And basically he's being controlled by another guy. The guy's saying, before you get to the Flash, you got to do this other thing. You got to go find that person. Now I'm just skip to the end. This other shit. Every world knows about the multiverse. Everybody knows about the multiverse. Roy Harper is on the run, and these guys coming after him. And turns out the reason Roy Harper is still alive is because he's a Black Lantern, and every version of Roy Harper in the multiverse is with him. And the end. Yeah, so that's it. Oh yeah, Pride Month, whatever. All right, so yeah, that's what happened. So nothing happened, but everything happened. Psycho Pirate is talking about another crisis coming. We just had a crisis, but this is going to be the crisis to end all crisis. Darkseid killed all the gods, and it's going to be the Darkseid, the true Darkseid, the one that's whatever. So yeah, I got 3.5 out of 5. I'll still keep up with the next book, but whatever. What else you got?
All right, my last book I'll do is Spawn's Universe #1.
Oh, Tom McFarlane has been talking about this book forever.
And it's finally here. So this is a big issue, big, thick book. Lots of girth to this. It's like a double issue. And it's basically, you have one full story, then a bunch of short stories. The first story basically, I guess, continues on what's going on in the regular Spawn book. You know, heaven and hell warring against each other. Spawns are coming through some sort of, you know, rift in time that's sucking all the spawns from different time periods into this time period. We have Cygor and Spawn go to Spawn Island to take out what's his name? The one, another Spawn. They get captured. And Gunslinger Spawn.
Gunslinger Spawn, yeah.
Gunslinger Spawn is there. Yeah. And what's his face? The old guy, Cagliostro, what's his name?
I think you said it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his name, right?
Yeah,
Cagliostro. We just call him Cog. He's captured too, and some shit happens with a plague spawn. So shit's happening. It's just a continue of what's been. I've been reading. I'm not current on Spawn, so I don't know exactly what's going on in that storyline. But then we get some other short stories of other Spawn characters that are supposed to launch these new Spawn books. We're getting like a Spawn team with this what's this guy's name? He's from the water. This is Sin. He's from the water. I don't know. He's another Spawn. We get a medieval Spawn. We get a she Spawn with what's her face? Priest, Jessica Priest is she Spawn. And then we get a Gunslinger Spawn. This is probably the only one that I'm really into. So Gunslinger Spawn, his story. I think he was killed by Indians because there's a bunch of fucking arrows sticking in him.
That's the one that Tom McFarlane like really hyping up for this book.
And the art is dope. The art is dope. I thought this was cool. They basically, so the Indians must have killed him and left him for dead. And it's pretty accurate. They skinned him and like cut off his legs and shit. Cause that's what, you know, at least what my tribe did. You know, the women like cut up. Yeah. The women cut up the bodies and shit after the man killed them.
If he fucks with me, that's what I would have did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they like skinned him and shit. They like skinned him, took off his face. So he like goes and finds his face, you know, his old face. Damn. And puts it back on.
Okay.
And then he's like, okay, they left me for dead, but they don't know I'm a Spawn. I can't die. So then him and a bunch of wolves, he's got like a pack of demon wolves that he runs with. And it's okay, time to go, you know, go on an adventure or whatever. And it says to be continued. So out of all this shit, that's like the only one I'm really interested in reading is the Gunslinger Spawn book. So that's going to be a new monthly. So yeah. So we have King Spawn, The Scorched, and Gunslinger Spawn. Those are the new books that are coming. And
nice,
then
okay.
a shit ton of variant covers. So yeah, 3 out of 5. I'm not current in the Spawn universe, so I don't really know what's going on with the whole, you know, the shit with Cog and all, you know, the main Al Simmons battle and all that shit. But I did dig the Gunslinger, even though his hat is kind of stupid. It's got a really big, like.
Ty will change it. It's
he couldn't just give him a regular cowboy hat. It looks like a fucking dunce cap or like.
He got to get it ready before the toy line goes out.
He looks like a cone head. Yeah, how are you gonna fit that into a fucking toy box, man?
Right.
That hat. Like
that's all Ty cares about now. How many toys can I get out of this?
Yeah,
shit?
I like the character. I just think his hat is stupid. It's like Kill Bill, like that hat, that fucking hat.
Oh man, so
and that's it. I'm booked out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm booked out. That's all we got. Like I said, I guess now that the books are kind of slowing down, I don't think any good books coming out, but now movie season's starting to ramp up. So I guess we made it through the end of this thing, Eli. Like through the COVID, through the pandemic. Except for, like they said, Delta Red is coming.
That's why I'm still a little weary about going to a crowded place and shit. I'm still wearing my mask in the store. So
is there a Ninja Spawn? Is there a Ninja Spawn?
I don't know. Maybe. I haven't read Spawn in a while. I kind of drop, like once a year, I'll drop in and read a Spawn book.
Oh, yeah, Gabe, he died. Yes, Hyperion died.
Yeah.
When he fought the Beyonders, him and Thor, they died, and when they rebooted universe, he never came back. So yeah.
Like I always want to read more Spawn, but then when I do read Spawn, I'm like, oh yeah, Todd McFarlane writes this too. And
yeah.
And you know Todd McFarlane's over dramatic.
Yeah.
You know,
for a writer, he's a great artist. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, like I said, if you listen, we'll come back next week with some more stuff. If 2 weeks from now will be Black Widow, so we'll definitely do. Honestly, Eli, we just need to do a Black Widow show.
Probably.
It'll be a big thing. It's Marvel. It's Marvel. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's how people are gonna click on anyway. So we just when Black Widow comes, we're just gonna do a Black Widow show. Get in, get out, be done with it. That's it. We'll come in with some other stuff, but until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.
I'm a lane switcher, big tank bank filler, real killer, die for my gang member, gun driller, dope main, dope dealer, gorilla, bank lane switcher.
Foot on the gas, yeah, I'm lane switching. I cannot show them where I'm at, cause they say it's snitching. I give my killie the green light, yeah, okay, the killings. I take the corner, window down, you see the chain swinging. Speed demon, and we ain't watching police, nah. Before they see me, I seen them. You hear my dogs barking hungry, so you know I gotta feed them. I told my girl, hold on to your weave, I'm in the whip bobbing and weaving. Foot to the floor, you see me speeding, I'll do the jump and I'm leaving.
400,000 on the jet, 200,000 on the left. Rich a million on my wrist, and it's ice for baguette. Look, it's me, Rocky, and Scat. Niggas better put respect on my neck. Nigga reaching my chick, let it bang. And I'm in the foreign switching lanes. And I went to gang with the gang. And the gas straight hard to tank. And my bulldog put it pack. I got the Lamborghini cause the rape was boring. Pull up and I'm scoring.
I'm a lane switcher, big tank bank filler, real killer, die for my gang member, gun driller, dope main, dope dealer, gorilla, bank lane switcher.
Hit the gas on this V12, it sounded like a gorilla. Drinking like I hit my liver. Smoking these niggas like swoosh. They hated on me, I got bigger. Bigger and bigger and bigger. Most of these niggas don't stay in their lane, they switching. I'm just a product of Memphis. Run up a second, I flip it. She wanna get with this pimpin', but it ain't that simple.
The swerve is so perfect, superb. I nearly hit the curb when I bust that U-turn. I pull up 2 skid marks when I park like yes sir. You hear that? From my car, hook up, bro, one hand up on the skirt. Cause me and the woo was kicking it. So bringing the brew, let's reminisce. We in the groove, let's get it in. We in the groove. And you in the mood with a gentleman. No, I'm a gremlin. Fuck with Lil Jody, he genuine. Call up step when I'm in the ends. We on the news, we on the loose. I know you sick of the sicker. When you see the big picture, that nigga. Put your sister in a twister. Lane switcher. Paint dripper, drink sipper. Cat pillar. Make you black flipper.
I'm a lane switcher, big tank bank filler, real killer, die for my gang member, gun driller, dope main, dope dealer, gorilla, bank lane switcher. Whole gang gorilla, whole gang none rilla, die for my gang member, bank lane switcher.